Check, check, test. 1, 2. JonnyPink! I'm out here shooting damselflies again. Yeah, I know I've showed you guys damselflies before, but I have one of my favorite cameras for macro photography with the Laowa 100mm lens. And yes, I know that's an older lens now, but I love this lens. This is my Canon M50. It's a discontinued camera. This is an entry-level little camera. I love the focus peaking in this. Right now, I think I'm shooting at an f9. ISO is 200. I have my flash set in ETTL, but I do switch over to manual if I'm getting too much. I'm varying my shutter speed between 200 and 160, 250, which is what the flash is for. I'm kind of trying to keep the sun. And as I've said in some of my older videos, when I am shooting, I will usually take a photo, which I think, I know I hate to say this, but either it stuns the damselfly or the critter, and then you're able to get closer and get a full shot, and I can fill the frame. I'm not a big fan of small megapixel sensors. I like a lot of information. The other lens that I'm shooting it with, and we'll be comparing it to, is my Canon 100mm. I love this lens too. I think this lens, this one I would be using the autofocus and the manual focus, but again, I really, really, really like the focus peaking, the way it displays in this M50. I think it is phenomenal. So I'm gonna put this one down. I don't think I can put it in my pockets. I think I have too much junk in my pockets already. Nope, won't fit. So I'm gonna have to put it down in my bag. And the more I use this bag, I'm gonna leave a link up here. I love this bag. I can just cram so much stuff into it. I do wish it was bigger. What I'm filming on right now is my R7. I'm not shooting in log, I'm just shooting in regular. I'm using my variable ND filter on there so that I can watch my histogram and bring it to where I want. My shutter speed is 1/30th of a second. ISO is at 200. And I think I'm at an f8 so that everything is kind of in focus. And later I'll switch to f2.8. Who knows? Maybe f4, which is what my other lens is, but I didn't bring that one. And by the way, it is really, 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 really hot out here. I've got sweat running down my sweat. So I'm gonna put this lens down. This is my Canon. I'll switch over to that in a little bit. Let's get some photos over here. Pro tip for you, take the lens cap off. It helps. Well, the damselfly that I was gonna shoot right there has since flown away, but they're all over here, so I'm not too worried about it. There's another one up there. If I had my 200mm lens, it would be perfect, but I don't. Or if I had Canon's 100 to 500, man, that's an amazing lens. It wouldn't work on the M50, so I'd have to be using the R7, which I'm filming on right now. Again, I really do love this little camera. I forgot how amazing it is until I used it up in, we were in Palm Springs for the aerial tramway. Man, that was awesome. This thing takes great little photos. All right, I'm gonna pause this video. I'm gonna switch lens and we're gonna use the Canon 100mm. And yeah, they're both adapted to this. It's awesome. This is the EF version of the Laowa 100mm. It's older now. And so is my EF 100mm from Canon. I love that lens. I think it is, it's an amazing lens. All right, so I'm gonna pause right here. Okay, and now I've got my Canon 100mm on here. A suggestion to everyone, if you're using either a Sony or this old camera, when you shut it off, it doesn't have the screen that drops down over your sensor. If you don't cover it or turn it off, it will attract dust. I blow it when I switch lenses. I carry my little blower with me at all times because it does help. Look at how hot it is. I'm sweaty. Like I said, man, my sweat has sweat. Okay, so now I'm back on. I'm ready to go. And I think for this one, I am in autofocus. Let's see what I get. Nope, going to manual focus. Just a little water drop. All right, I have switched into manual focus because, just because, make it a more fair comparison, right? JonnyPink, I took the hat off because it was getting in the way, so it's hot. I'm soaked in sweat, but it has been an absolute blast. Thank you so much for letting me share with you guys. Please give it a thumbs up if you found it mildly entertaining. That's all I'm trying to do. Again, for macro photography, the flash is doing everything. Sometimes I'll set it in manual, I'm watching birds fly by, and sometimes I will have it in ETTL. Today I have it in ETTL. My shutter speed has varied between 160 and 250 depending. My ISO is at 200. There's something sitting on my hat. And my, oh, little baby ducks. Well, hopefully that came out. That was just a little bit of handheld video. They're not babies anymore, they're big. So right now I have the Laowa lens on here, but I've been shooting with both my Canon 100mm, the EF version L. It's the L, so it's got image stabilization, and I love that lens. I absolutely do. It is phenomenal on the R7, and it is phenomenal on the R5. Using a crop sensor like the M50, which is what I have here, plus the R7 is as well. With Canon, you get that 1.6 additional reach, so I'm shooting in it at an equivalent of 160, and I'll explain it that way. If you're not familiar with it, when you shoot a full frame camera in crop mode, all you're doing is taking that larger sensor of a full frame camera and you're cropping in to what would be the essential same size of a crop sensor body. That's all you're doing. So you're not getting those killdeer are really loud. So regional jet, we'll wait. So if you have a 45 megapixel sensor and you crop in, I don't know what the exact math is on that, but let's say that now you're only at 23 megapixels instead of the 45, whereas shooting on the Canon R7 at 33 megapixels, if you can fill that entire sensor, because that's what it's designed for, you actually have more data. You have a lot more detail. Same with the M50, because it is a smaller sensor and that's what it's designed for. I have 160 millimeters of equivalent reach, but I have all that information. So for that reason, if I'm shooting a full frame camera like my R5, I would rather crop in than shoot in a crop mode. It's not a true crop. It's just the equivalent, and you have less megapixels to play with. Just my opinion, that's the way I look at it, so that's the way I shoot. Again, if you found it mildly entertaining, please give it a thumbs up. That's all I ask. It helps out the channel. Trying to reach 1 bajillion subscribers by the end of the year. Yeah, bajillion with a B. I don't think it'll happen, but I'm just happy I get to share with you guys. So for everyone that watched and you made it this far, man, thank you so much. You don't need expensive gear to go out and have a great time. All you need to do is have a camera in your hand. So what's the best camera? The one in your hand. The best lens? The one in your hand. Go out, hang out, have a great time. If I had James here, it would be even better. Or if one of my other friends were out here that we see all the time, that would be pretty cool too. JonnyPink, man, thank you for letting me share with you guys. Have a fantastic day. I can't see a thing into that sun because I'm not wearing a hat. There's an egret flying by. Beautiful stuff out here, man. And oh yeah, one last thing. Some of the photos that you saw with the Canon 100mm were autofocus, because the Canon autofocus, even on this M50, is so amazing. I think I only took 2 or 3 that way because I wanted it to be more of a fair comparison. Older gear. This used, you can probably get really, really cheap. I know it was really cheap when I bought it, and I bought it new, and that was probably about $300 for the kit. It's a fantastic little walking around lens setup. See you guys. JonnyPink, don't forget to hit the like button, please.